Bria, Bria, Bria. Girl, the common denominator is you and your mouth. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, Season 1, Episode 8, To Martha. So we start off with Jasmine and Silas. Of course, they're getting into it. There's a lot of tension, and other people in the house feel it. Jasmine says she's exhausted, and she goes to speak to her grandmother on the phone. And even the guys, Amir's like, Silas, are you guys good? And Silas like just shrugs, like, he doesn't understand what's going on. And Jasmine actually says in her confessional that her parents were never married, and her version of marriage is the Huxtables. Yeah, like the Cosby Show, the Huxtable and Claire Huxtable. Stop. Red flag. People always using these TV couples as the relationship to look up to. It's a TV relationship. It's not real. So now we see in the beginning of this season, she was trying to be Miss Perfect Wife, what she saw on TV. And that's just not realistic. So the guys are talking to Silas, and Silas keeps talking about his routine. And even Amir is like, you are a grown freaking man. You can do some of this stuff yourself. In my opinion, Silas needs an AI for a wife. Okay? He needs an AI. He needs a robot for a wife. Okay? Because at this point, he is crazy to me with this routine stuff. And it seems like if his routine doesn't go exactly as planned, he loses it. But life happens. Life has curveballs. Life has a lot of stuff that happens to you that will not fit your routine. And if you can't adjust when life happens or things happen, good luck. You are a control freak. You need some help because this routine stuff is annoying as hell. Even the guys, they're over the bro code at this point and looking at you like you're freaking crazy. So with that being said, they give us a great history. They all go out. I guess they're going to be playing soccer at one point, I believe, but they go out and they actually get a history of Martha's Vineyard. And it's actually, the tourist is a lady who's been in Martha's Vineyard her entire life. Like her family has owned property there for years. I love to hear about the history of Martha's Vineyard because there is a rich history there. And then, of course, we get back to Silas ruining the freaking episode, the show. Every time I see him now, I roll my damn eyes. Silas acts like he can't function and do things on his own. And Jasmine clearly makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner for him. That's the way it comes off. Every meal needs to be prepared by Jasmine and given to Silas. She is preparing a meal, but she decides to multitask and actually go somewhere to get some things done. And Amir, a man, is willing to help her finish the meal. And so Silas goes downstairs and Amir's like, hey, your wife started all of this. I'm just finishing up for her. And then, Amir gives him the food and Silas goes upstairs and he calls Jasmine as if he literally can't function. Where's the iron? Where's this? Where's that? And she's literally like, I'll be back in 6 minutes. Whew, Jesus, this is just so tiring. And so when she gets back, he literally goes into this mode of, A man shouldn't be handing another man his food. You should be here to do that. You should be here to be ironing and steaming my clothes. You should do this. You should do that. I do not like Silas. Like, literally, bitch, you can do it yourself. You can dress yourself. You can steam your own fucking clothes. When you were in the military, didn't you have to do some of that stuff yourself? She is not your maid. She's not your maid. She is your wife. She is your partner. And as much as she does for you, she decides to go multitask and do something else for about 15 minutes and you are losing your damn mind. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Like, Silas, I'm sure he's getting eaten up on social media. This is ridiculous. Like, he annoys me. Annoys me how he treats Jasmine. So Jasmine and Jordan talk, and Jasmine is finally being upfront with Jordan about how she's getting into it with her husband and how he has this huge thing about gender roles. And honestly, towards the end of this season, I like Jasmine more because we really see this is the Jasmine they know. And this is the Jasmine who's sticking up for herself, and the Jasmine who's tired of all of this nonsense. That's the real Jasmine. The Jasmine we saw in the beginning when I was just like, I don't know who this girl is because it wasn't her. It was what she felt she wanted. Well, not what she wanted. It was based on what she felt Silas wanted her to be. And that's why I said I couldn't relate to her. Now, the fact that she's tired of the nonsense, she's bringing down those walls. And this is the Jasmine that these girls know. And even Jordan says that she's happy that Jasmine is now being upfront with, her feelings and how she feels. So kudos to Jasmine, because at first I was like, I don't know who this girl is, but I'm starting to see now Jasmine is kind of no nonsense. She is more free spirited. She does like to have, fun or whatever the case may be. She, I think, just hid a lot of that and decided to suppress a lot of that to try to be with Silas, which is a bad move. Bad move. But we're going to see, you guys. We're going to see. So they are all getting ready for their event that night. And I must say, man, my people clean up well. When we dress, damn it, we dress to the nines. Do you hear me? Everyone looked great. Every single one of them looked great. So kudos to all of them. And so Alex surprises Nick with his woman, and I think it's Tasha, if I'm not mistaken, or Tasia. I don't know. It's with a T, Tasha. She comes in and surprises Nick. Alex is the one who invited her, and she is absolutely beautiful. So gorgeous. And of course, everyone is side-eyeing the situation because we all know that Nick came in acting as if he was single. And then I guess when he felt like none of those options were something that he was interested in, he wanted to announce that he had a woman. So Alex sings, and I guess that's his way of kind of putting out there that, he does music and he may want a record deal. Interesting enough, though, they said in the beginning of this season that he is John Legend's cousin. And it's crazy because he almost sounds like John Legend. Or maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know if he sounds like John Legend. But I was just like, oh, gosh. Like, you sound like him, too, when you sing. So Simon decides to go from dress to the nines, what I'm saying, like the upper epsilon, like, Lord Jesus, I can't even speak, it's too early. But, this is a classy event, okay? It's classy, suits, bow ties, but Simon decides to take it to boys, girls gone wild college party. He's drunk as hell and he decides to get into a freaking pool with his very expensive suits on, his expensive watch. He just doesn't give a shit because he's drunk. And so with that, everybody's looking like, what is going on? Bria's kind of like, what's going on? She claims she's going to go check in on Simon, who's like dripping wet, of course. But no, Bria decides she wants to be messy and goes to talk to Tasha. And again, Bria, it's you that starts a lot of this drama. I mean, it's you because she decides now, granted, got it. This is a reality show. You got to be a little messy to get the ratings. Okay, fine. But she decides to sit with her and says, hey, we didn't even know you guys were together until the second week that we were here. Now, mind you, Nick at that time is literally sitting right there. And when Bria says that, Tasha looks up at Nick like, oh, really? That kind of thing. And so Nick ends up leaving because someone, says, I need help with something. And, of course, you could tell he's a little nervous because one, it's Bria, because Bria doesn't know how to mind her own business. And so while Bria is talking to her alone, the girl Tasha, she's like, look, or I don't know her damn name. I'm gonna just call her T. I think it's Tasia. I don't know. But she pretty much says to Bria, like, look, he doesn't hide anything from me. You know, it's, he's very upfront with what he says. We're good. And I don't know if I necessarily believe her, but at the same time, I don't blame her for covering for herself and her man, because she doesn't owe Bria anything. Like, who the hell is Bria? You know what I mean? So I could see that even if they're not good or she's going to confront him later on, she made it seem like everything was good at that particular point. But Bria, just enough with your mess, like your mouth and how you talk to people. Like, that's the problem. Bria is definitely one of those people, and I have definitely seen this more often lately, is that people feel like they can talk to people however they want to, but then they get mad or play victim or act like they're innocent when people come to them with that same energy. That's Bria. She talks. She's very reckless with her mouth. She talks to people how she wants to, but then when someone gives her that energy, all of a sudden, I'm not doing anything wrong. Why are you tripping? What's going on with you? Like, people are messing with me. No, it's your damn mouth. It's your mouth. Fix it. Because everyone is not going to accept you running off at the mouth like that. Some people don't have the emotional intelligence to back away and say, okay, this freaking heifer is tripping. Some people will take it there with you. So, child, I'll give you my theory at the end on what I think about a couple of these people, because some people are with the wrong people, if you know what I mean. So Jasmine and her drill sergeant, Silas, talk, and this fool says that the routine that they have always had needs to be seen as a necessity and not an option. And if it's seen as a necessity and not an option, there won't be any problems. This mofo is off. Off. And luckily, before Jasmine can really go there, of course, the other people in the house kind of lighten up the mood and come over there to talk to them. So then the other drill sergeant, the female drill sergeant of the house, Bria, asked Simon, why did he leave Milo with her? And he says, that's not an option right now. And she literally takes him outside and scolds him like he's a child. And Summer tries to come in and fix the situation. And honestly, I think Summer should have minded her own business. That's their relationship, not yours. And especially because, one, Simon is drunk. And of course, we already know Bria's personality. So it was definitely going to be a situation where Summer was going to get caught in the crossfire because she just should have stayed out of it. Now, drunk Simon, of course, is giving a sober mind. He's speaking a sober mind at this point. And his thing is, I'm tired of Bria telling me what to do versus asking me if I can do it. Like, she's not respecting me. And of course, since Bria didn't get her way, she wants Simon to go home. Bratty Bria mad because He's not kissing her ass and saying, yes, Bria, what can I do for you? Now she wants him to go home. So, child, I'm going to tell you right now, Bria, I don't know how you're going to survive in this world. You're a beautiful girl, but eventually people like you self-destruct. They self-destruct because you truly feel like you could just come at people anyway, and then you want to cry and play victim, which is what we see later on. So Bria gets mad and she goes upstairs and she talks to Jordan about it. And she's saying how, well, Summer's down there talking to my man because they have some type of bond. And Jordan's like, well, shouldn't her loyalty be to you? And Bria's like, yeah, yeah. So Bria talks to her mom. And even her mom is trying to reason with her, which tells me that her mom is fully aware that her own daughter is a handful. Simon goes upstairs. He's like, but you disrespected me. And she's like, shut up. I'm talking to my mom. Again, talking to him like he's Milo. And with that, Summer, of course, trying to interfere, tries to go upstairs and talks to Simon and Bria. She knocks on the door. Bria tells her immediately she does not want to be bothered. She wants nothing to do with her right now. And instead of Simon saying, this girl is tripping, we'll talk about this tomorrow, Summer wants to come in anyways and try to talk things out. And so with that, you can't be a peacemaker when you're dealing with an erratic emotional roller coaster like Bria. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, at the end of the day, at a certain point, you're just going to have to step away because she's not rational, especially when she's upset. So they get into an argument. And at that point, Bria screaming, Summer's talking. Next thing you know, Summer puts hands on Bria. Now, let Summer tell it. Bria was all in her face. Based on what I saw, and I rewinded and I looked at it again, they weren't that close to each other. She was not in her face. Summer was just emotional, just like Bria was emotional, and Summer was upset, and Summer decided to put hands on Bria. Now, in the real world, damn it, Summer, you cannot do that to people because you could have easily gotten arrested. That's assault. But at the same time, Bria, your mouth is treacherous. You have a mouth like a damn pit bull. Okay? Like, literally. And if you're going to have a mouth like that, understand a lot of times that there are consequences to having a mouth like that. So it was just like, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people in this freaking house are high strung. And oh my gosh, I just don't know if I could deal with people like that even for a week. But they were, I think, were in the house for 2 weeks. A lot of them are high strung and they're very, very emotional. So with that, you know, of course, Bria starts crying. Oh my gosh, this is the second time someone put their hands on me. They separate them. And interesting enough, though, Summer, the only person that Summer talks to is Alex. And then it seems like half of the crew is in Bria's room trying to calm her down. Simon doesn't give a shit. He's drunk. He goes down into a basement somewhere and sleeps on the couch. He's over it. So at that point, with all the chaos going on, Drill Sergeant Silas, of course, he wants Jasmine to fix everything and makes it seem like that Jasmine needs to fix the issues with her friends. And Jasmine says that she doesn't want to do it and she's not going to do it. And Silas wants to bitch and talk. And Jasmine says, I don't want to hear a damn thing right now. This fool says, first of all, you are not talking to your husband like that. And then he says Jasmine disrespected him. Mind you, he's constantly disrespecting Jasmine. But of course, when it comes to him, though, it's a problem. He's like, Jasmine disrespected him. Silas, your whole existence is disrespectful. But oh, it's not over. He pretty much says it's that point because Jasmine has had enough and she's talking back, okay? Because she's a grown-ass woman. She can actually talk back and defend herself. He takes it a step further. And he gets up out of the bed and he's like, you are not talking to me this way. I promise you, your life will change talking to me and disrespecting me this way. Then this bitch starts packing and pouting and literally is not talking to her when she's trying to talk to him about how he's being disrespectful as well. Does Jasmine have brothers? Just wondering. Male cousins? I want to know. Does she have male brothers or male cousins, male protectors? Because it couldn't be me, damn it. Couldn't be me. So next, Bria talks to Simon the next morning, and of course, a personality like Bria, she can't apologize at all, and she pretty much says, well, we disrespected each other, and then she makes amends with Simon. But you could tell Simon is kind of annoyed with the fact that she could not humble herself to apologize for her actions in the situation. And then Summer and her talk and they work it out. Summer realizes that she shouldn't have interfered in their business. And they hug it out, but child, just too much. But let me tell you something. Jasmine and Jason talk. And honestly, I'm gonna just put it out there and I don't give a shit. I prefer Jason with Jasmine. They make the better couple. They are more balanced with each other. They can communicate better. They're a great looking couple also. I think Jasmine missed the mark and she should have got with Jason. Period. I like them together. And honestly, Bria and Silas need to be together. Two high-strung drill sergeants, let them literally crash and burn together. But I low-key am all for a Jasmine and a Jason. Sorry, at the end of the day, hell, black love is black love. It will still be black love with Jasmine, with Jason, because I don't understand the good qualities in Silas. I'm sure there are good qualities. He clearly is a provider. But what we've seen in this season, gosh, man, like I'm a pray for her. She definitely she needs prayer on this because there is no way in hell. He does seem like he's just completely exhausting. Completely exhausting. So everybody leaves, hug and all of that stuff. And Jasmine and Silas, of course, are the last ones to leave because they were the first ones to enter the house. And Jasmine said her vacation was exhausting. Yeah, we know. We know. And the main person that was exhausting, that caused it to be exhausting, was the person you call your husband. Child, Jasmine, I really pray for you. I really do, because you can tell what we saw in the beginning of this season. That's not who you are. You're hiding who you are to try to please him. And how is that good for you? Like you seem like you in chains, girl, like you're trapped. Like you in jail. Like that's not good. So what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about this season? I thank people who told me to continue to watch it again. It ended up being a great, solid season 1. Let's see if we will have a season 2. I low-key wanted them to have a reunion. They needed to have a reunion so people can get in Silas' ass and Bria's ass. But of course, it didn't happen. But let me know what you guys think about it. If you think there's going to be a season 2, do you want a season 2? So like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.